think the biggest issue with this world is that it's really hard for me to walk around, right? And it doesn't feel cohesive enough. So if we head over here, we can see that there's pathways all around this area and this area right here. And I think today's mission is to connect the road to the new factory here. But not just that, we're gonna do a little more than that. We're gonna terraform the whole area. But I'm really horrible at that. So terraforming also includes the trees here. And I've done these trees and they work pretty well on like a smaller scale build. But I want bigger trees that can help cover up the area surrounding it. So like pine trees are really great at that. Like the huge spruce trees, because that's the issue when you're building nature, right? They're really random, and I feel like that's the biggest one that you have to like actually control the blocks that you want to place, because if you don't control it, it's gonna look really off. You know, you can easily tell if a tree looks really weird. I think the best way to do this is just to create custom trees, get a hang of trying to build custom trees, and then we can build it here in the world. Okay, so I made 3 different trees here. So I made 3 different sizes, and I try to make them, and they're pretty good for like filler trees, right? Not like a highlight. So I think the next step here is to build spruce trees. And spruce trees are pretty simple, but I've never built them, so let's just see how it goes. Okay, so here's the spruce trees that I built. I built it the same way as these ones, where there's like a small one right here, a medium one, and a large one. The great thing about the spruce trees is it's pretty simple, honestly. It's like probably much more simpler than the oak trees, where you just try to make a triangle shape, and the higher up you go, you want to try to make it a bit more slimmer. So let's go back to the main world and try to farm out the materials for now. Yeah, I cleared out some shulkers. Now, just gotta farm some logs here in my tree farm. I don't think I've shown you guys this area yet, but it's not completely done, as you can see here. But we do have a working elevator here that takes us up. To the upper floor here. So you can see the factory from up here. But yeah, it connects to the upper level of the area, basically. And I'll take you down here again. But also, I've not finished this, but you can go down again. I don't want to break it, but you can go down all the way to this tree farm right here. And yeah, that's the idea. But I'm not going to do that today. So, someday. But yeah, this is the tree farm right here. So I'm just gonna do a small montage of me gathering the materials. I don't know if you guys would enjoy it, but let me know what you think about it, and I can cut these parts in the next video if you guys don't think it's necessary. So you got 9 stacks of acacia logs and 6 stacks of oak logs. That should be enough. I think the biggest issue right now is the tough and brown terracotta. Okay, so the next step is to get the dirts, and then we can make some clay. We have clay here, and then we can turn those clays into terracotta by smelting them. So let's do that right now. Okay, now that we've made all of this, we just gotta wait for it to turn into clay, and then we can mine them. So yeah, we just gotta wait here. I'll see you when it dries up into clay. Because this build took so much time, and I just want to build something in a much smaller scale. And even though I say that, I feel like I'm just gonna build something that's like out of my league again, and it's just gonna take weeks for me to finish. Okay, so I made a book to list out today's agenda basically. So the first thing is to make custom trees in the area, and then we're gonna make cliffs, a bridge next to Mizu, which is the factory right here. There's an area that looks really weird because I didn't finish it properly. So this area just kind of cuts off right here, and I want to fix that. So we're gonna build a bridge up here, kinda leading all the way down here, and add trees around here, and then custom grasses around the area so that everything looks much better. But yeah, that's the agenda for today. I feel like that's more than enough. It's just that if I don't build an agenda, I feel like I'm just gonna keep on building, and then the episode is gonna be super long. So right now I'm trying to contain each episode to like a certain project so it doesn't keep on going basically. So the first thing I did is to expand this pathway right here. I want it to curve all the way here. Let's go to free cam mode. Curve all the way here. Make a bridge somewhere here, connecting this road to the farm here. But before I finish this road, I want to fix this up first. Add some trees here, and then we can think about the road, because that way I can have a clear idea of what I want to do with this area basically. So yeah, let's start building the bridge. Alright, quick check-in time here. So I did clear out this ground a bit to make it even. And then I overhauled this factory here because it was a bit annoying to me how the green was kind of popping off too much. So I changed that into the black stones that I have been using, the deep slates. Then I changed this to fence gate to make it look better, and it connects better with the whole area. And then I have this pathway right here that goes all the way up. I'm not done with this area yet because I'm still thinking about what block I should be using here. And lastly, if you haven't noticed, we have custom trees here. They're supposed to be like dead trees because we're in like an industrial areas. And if you see here, we see tire tracks here going all the way up. This will connect to all the way here where we can see the shulker dolly thing. So there'll be like a truck here or something. I'm not sure if I want to do a truck here, because the overall theme is about like rural buildings, so I don't know if trucks make sense, right? But we'll see what I decide in the end. And then I add some different type of grasses here, and then as well as moss carpet, and I add buttons here to simulate like pebbles basically. But yeah, it's just the start of everything here. If you look at it from a distance, and we can see how good everything looks already. It's just a matter of adding more details in. Eventually, once I add the trees here and some trees here, I think everything will look really good here. But yeah, that's about it for now. I'll see you guys in the next check-in. When I posted my video last week, I also posted it on Reddit, and one of the comments mentioned that my build here, the factory here, looks like a building from Avatar: The Last Airbender. So I thought, why not make Appa here from same series, from the same TV show? This is a better explanation than having like a truck haul that's picking up stuff, right? I think this trail can stay here. It can go all the way up to Appa's feet, but I don't want a truck or any vehicles just yet because again, the town is not like a modern town, right? It's more like a fantasy vibe. So I don't want to commit to having a vehicle in the area just to make it consistent with the overall theme. And yeah, so I opted into having more like a animal to carry out all of the shulkers here. This isn't my design right here. I downloaded it from Planet Minecraft since I'm not good with creature design. I thought it would be better to just take someone else's design from Planet Minecraft and then use it here. Let me know what you think. Does this work better than having like a truck? I think it looks amazing here. I just have to terraform the whole area to the front here. So now that I've shown you Appa, time to show you guys the progress here. So I did most of these areas right here. I added these trees, rocks here, and then try to smooth out the slope over here. And I'm just a bit confused what to do with this area right here, this small patch of grass. I don't know what would look good here. And then these trees right here. I don't know how to feel about them really. Because I want lots of trees to grow in the mountain areas. And then I want to extend the mountain all the way up. So yeah, I want it to be a bit more luscious here. But I don't know how I feel about it. Yeah, just let me know in the comments what you think about it as well. Because if not, I might just change it to like less trees, maybe like make it further apart. I don't know, maybe it's just me because I've been looking at it for so long. Let's see from this angle right here. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about it. This is really important because the mountain will be where my mega base is. So this is just the first step to like creating the overall mega base. That'll be like over there at the mountain area. And so yeah, the trees are also snowy because the mountain is snowy, right? So I want to give it the illusion that the snow kind of like drifts this way. And you can see trails of snow leading up to here. Just to make it a bit messy, right? Because nature is messy. And I want to simulate that here too. And on the left side here, I have this one tree. I purposely made it a bit more like wavy here, curving towards the water and towards the sun. Because basically in this angle, if a tree was ever to grow, it'll be pretty hard for it to get sunlight, right? Which is why it kind of like curves here to reach out to the sun. I don't know if that makes sense, but that was the idea behind that one. But then all of this area would be terraformed eventually. But today we're just going to focus on this part right here and connecting this area with a bridge basically. So right now I just need to figure out what kind of bridge I want to build, right? Because this area here is pretty big. And if you can see here, there's like a ravine here. Not a ravine, like a cave system here, right? And I do want to keep that. I think it looks really cool. So I don't want to cover that up when I make the bridge. But also, it connects here, the cave. So I want to somehow connect that. Like maybe have like a docking area down here. So I'm going to break out this area. And then we can have like boats coming in down here, right? I think that'll be pretty cool. So yeah, I really want to save that area. So maybe I would try to push this cliff over a bit more and then connect it with like a sliver of a bridge. I don't know. We'll see. And I hope you guys realize that even though this isn't like a big build like the previous episode, this still takes a lot of time because I gotta experiment with everything. I gotta like think about the area, like right here, right? I don't want Appa to be blocked, right? So I have more dried out trees here so that we can actually still see the building here, but I also have the details of like different trees and bushes and stuff like that, but also make the building here still visible. I don't want to block the view to the building. So if you were to stand here, everything still looks really clear and you can make out what's happening. So I do want to add a tree here, but I don't want the tree to be blocking the overall area. I want the tree to add to the overall area. So I'm trying to make it so, yeah, these are just the little things that I have to think about when building, right? I want it to make sense. I want it to feel cohesive and try not to make the area too crowded, right? There has to be a balance. Because if I look at my old town area that I built over here, right, it looks really good, but I feel like it's a bit too crowded. Like this area here, it's spaced out. You can make out all the details. You can see everything clearly. But this area right here, you can see the garden areas, and then it's kind of like hard to make out what these are. I think that has to do with these buildings lacking personality, which is something that we have to figure out later down the line. Another project that I want to do is to fix up this area right here, because some of the buildings are not too pretty, especially this one right here. But yeah, the next step here is to think about what we want to do with this area right here, because I have to think about the bridge here, but also utilizing this area down here, right? Because I want to have a pier, like a dock, city, town looking area down here as well, right? Going all over here. I want to have like a pier town looking thing. So I got to think about that, but also think about what goes above it. So I'll update you guys again once I figure something out. Okay, so I do have an idea of what I want to build here. So I want to try and make the bridge. So I want to try and make the bridge similar to the one we built next to the factory. The same kind of block palette basically. And then just trying to connect the bridge and build a few trees in between this area and the next factory just to make it more natural, I guess. So I'm just trying to block out the pathway so I can have a better understanding of what the bridge is going to look like and how it's going to curve. And what's going to be difficult about this bridge is that it's not going to be like a straight bridge, right? It's much easier to build a straight bridge, but this one right here, the bridge is going to curve a little, and it makes it a bit hard to build out something that would look good when it's curving, basically. Because again, Minecraft is like even though it's like a 3D dimension game, you're not like encouraged to build like a circular stuff. It's gonna be like really hard, and it's not gonna be pretty on all angles. And the challenge is to make it look good on all angles, right? But yeah, so I'm just gonna block it out right here, and then we can figure that out once we get there. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with the shape overall, and I'm just gonna shape it as we go along, and yeah, we'll just see from there. But now we just gotta grab some materials and then build this thing out. Okay, on second thought, I think it's better for me to just build this tree here first, because I am kind of scared of building this bridge right here, because I'm not sure of what the shape is gonna be. It's gonna be a huge challenge, but also this tree right here is gonna be a huge challenge as well. But I think it'll give me a better sense of the area once I've built this tree, right? I think but yeah, I'm just gonna show you guys the process of how I build trees. I constantly have to like look at it from a distance, because building nature is pretty tricky, right? So I constantly gotta look back and forth and try to gauge it from a distance whether it looks good or not, and rotate around and try to look if it's good from every angle. And I'm not too comfortable with this block palette right here. I'm using like glass panes and stuff like that to help shape out the tree better. And this is a pretty big and trees that do branches like this, it's pretty difficult for me to shape everything out. But yeah, I think it's just a matter of like being patient with it and slowly building out, adding more details, and eventually you'll get the shape that you want, is how I can put it basically, because there's no easy way to build trees. You just gotta look at references and then figure things out as you go. Okay, so I kind of laid out the bridge, So it's gonna go like this. But the issue is, since it's curving, the angle is kind of weird, right? So you would have this section right here that will look good because you can see the dirt. And then you would have sections right like this where you can see a lot of dirt and it just looks horrible. So I need to find a way to work around this issue here. I think the easiest way is just to put a block of andesite on each angle here to help with this transition. Yeah, I think that looks so much better already. Okay, I think this is a good point to end the episode here. It's not completely done, but I feel like we're at a good point where we can. But I think we're at a good point where we can call it a day. So I did make markers here to write out what I want to do next with the area. But I also added these lampposts right here and change out the old ones into the same design right here because I wasn't too happy with those. So everything is consistent now. And I added this tree. I finished that tree. And yeah, the bridge is complete basically, at least from the top right here. And the only thing that's still unfinished is this spot right here. I don't know what to put here. Maybe you guys can give me a suggestion of what would make sense to be placed here. Or maybe nothing at all, right? Because it might be good to just leave it like that, right? But I do want to mention one more thing before I show you the bridge is that the whole idea is to see everything. Like you can see the factory, you can see Appa, but you're blocking everything else, right? You're framing everything else so that your eyes go to these interesting points in your build, right? So you can see parts of Appa here, and then it'll be blocked by a tree, and then it's framed again, right? You can see rocks covering it and everything, but you can still see what you need to see, if that makes sense. Um, I'm not I'm not claiming to be a pro here. I'm also learning these things and experimenting with everything, and I think it works pretty well, honestly, right? And yeah, I might just leave it like this, right? So that way you can see Appa and then. But yeah, it's pretty much done, and you can see this area right here. I added a few rocks. And then you can see where Appa comes in, right? He would be coming in from this direction. And then, yeah, you're creating a story basically. So he'd be coming in from this direction. And then he'll walk out of that direction once he loads everything in on his back. Yeah, I try to terraform the whole area here on the left section at least. And then we'll do more of that on other episodes. But yeah, I think it looks really great. And finally, to show you the bridge down here, it's pretty much completed, right? You can see the I opted to go with the arching looking bridge here, so it frames the whole area much better. Let me know what you think about this. I think it looks really, really great, actually. So I purposefully stopped the archway here because we want boats to come in this way and under the cave here. So I don't want the archway to be blocking most of the view to the cave, but also that would limit the ships that could come in, right? You know what I mean? Because that means only smaller ships can come in if I do have an archway here. So I don't want that. I think that's a great substitute from the pillars. I did decorate this a bit to have the mossy bit area, and the water is still not decorated, but yeah, we're pretty much done with this section up here. That's like the most important thing, and we basically set up the tone for everything else in this city, even with the old ones, once I updated the old ones basically. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode right here. I know the project doesn't seem like it's a big project like the previous one, but I would still love some feedback from you guys, whether these episodes are still as interesting as bigger projects like the factory right there, right? Like, does it still make sense to have a whole episode just to do terraforming? Like, is that something interesting to watch for you guys? And I'm trying to do more explanation for you guys. I try to how I build these and what my process is like, and try to explain everything that goes into building these things. Because again, I don't plan it, right? I don't plan these builds. Okay, let me sleep first here. Okay, yeah, so like how I plan my build is basically I built this section right here, and then once I'm happy with the section, I think about the other section, right? I didn't think about having rocks here or Appa or having these trees or this bridge right here. I try to think about this section here first, and then once I'm done with that, I'll think about how to decorate the other sections. And I hope I convey that in my explanation throughout the video. So I do want to finish up with the comment of the day here. So Craftmaster B said, your build style is amazing. The fact that you free build everything instead of planning it in creative is very impressive. Keep going and eventually you'll get more comfortable with speaking while you record. Very nice of him. I got a lot of nice comments and a lot of you were very supportive in the first video, and that made me really happy, and that gave me the motivation to do more of these. And I appreciate every single comment that was left in the video. I try to respond to every one of them, and all of you guys have been super nice with my first video. Even though it's not perfect, I feel like you guys really appreciate it, and that makes me really happy, and it makes me want to do so much more and put so much more effort into it. And I encourage you guys to keep dropping, and I encourage you guys to keep giving me feedbacks on how the video is and how the video length is, whether it's boring on some parts or not. You know, it really helps me out to figure out exactly what you guys find interesting, right? And that way I can create better videos for you guys and continue to improve as time goes by, basically. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode today. I hope that you've learned something, and I hope that you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.